You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just go behind another woman's back and tell her or tell her husband that if you weren't with her, I would be with you. Like, that's some trifling shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was in Nature Boy's tent telling him what happened the night before, and he was pissed. He was pissed. He was like, that's not how it should have went down. And he got after Nubian, and he got after Joy, and was like, she doesn't deserve that. Like, why would y'all do that shit? You know? So at that point, I was like, I don't want him. I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm done trying to convince him. I shouldn't have to convince somebody to be with me. I shouldn't have to fight to get someone to love me. Like, fuck that. I want someone who's going to ride for me. I want someone who's going to reciprocate that. I deserve better. I said, you know what? Y'all deserve each other. Y'all go be happy. And I'm out. And I decided to go the other way. It was all mutual, you know? So a couple days went by where me and him were not together. Nature Boy was like, Joy, I don't want to see you anywhere near Nubian. Y'all leave each other the fuck alone. None of y'all need to be in a relationship right now because none of y'all got your shit together. And so I went my way, Joy went her way, and Nubian went his way. Now, me and Nubian were still tight. We were friends. We still hung out in the studio. We would laugh, whatever, right? But I wasn't trying to be with him. So one day, out of nowhere, a couple days go by, all of a sudden, they call Nubian in the room with Joy. And Nature Boy put them together. And I'm like, really? 2 days later, when you just said none of us should be in a relationship, you're going to put them together? Which, at that point, I had already been like, man, I'm over this shit. Like, you know what I mean? And I was really starting to be like, you know what? I don't even want to be here anymore. Like, after everything I've been through, I'm tired of this shit. Like, I just don't feel like nothing here is serving me. Like, baby or no baby, I wanted to leave. And so, you know, they were together, and it was fine. Like, I was already over it. I am the one who left the relationship. I was like, Nubian don't know what the fuck he wants. He can just go ahead and she can deal with that, because I'm not about to be with someone who doesn't respect me and who doesn't really want me. It keeps trying to convince themselves. It's like I have to force him to be with me. No. So I was okay to be by myself. I was actually happier. So a lot of people think that I had ill feelings towards Joy, and that I was jealous of the relationship. Nah, it was none of that. It was the fact that he lied and went behind my back and betrayed me as a friend. You know what I'm saying? It was more so that, and that's what I wanted to clear up. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where people get the thoughts, not even the thoughts of the perception, or just honestly, it's just a clarification that people just don't do polygamy right. Like, you can't just like, it's so funny to me that Nature Boy will say, oh, me and Eliana were together for years, and our foundation is so solid, and X, Y, and Z, and I'm never going to pick another woman over her. But yet he played her time and time again for his own pleasure, you know, and that's a problem. I feel like, you know, for Joy as a woman, why do that? For Nubian as a man, why do that? But you gotta also understand that these are people just like as yourself, and you've come to the realization that would get up and leave everything they ever had or owned in their life to follow someone else. So, I mean, they're in that position where they don't even care about their own personal possessions. You know, you can't really put yourself as a priority in those people's lives. Like, because they don't care. And it was sick to me when I heard you say, when you had that conversation with Nubian, and he was talking about his children, and you asked him, like, so what's going to happen to your kids when you were thinking about your daughter? And he said, well, they're just going to die. You know, and I felt it when you said how fucking sick in May doing grocery out, and I was just like, damn, like, your babies, like 3 babies, 3 whole, not little babies, like 3 whole babies, you left back in the States, and you're just like, well, my kids, I mean, unfortunately, is gonna die, is gonna be dead, you know. And I'm saying all this to say that I don't know if you watched Nature Boy's live last night, but Nature Boy cried over every single child he had last night and every single relationship he had. Like, he was like, boo-hoo fucking crying. Like, I've never held my son. I've never did this. I never did that. And people were in the comments and they were like, but if somebody in your camp says they message your kids, which he does, he demonizes them. That's what he did with Malia.
There were times, this is the thing, like, there were times where he was very sensitive to me. And there were times where he was very hard on me about the whole I miss my child thing. Because we all know he puts on this, like, rough, tough, like, shield. But deep down, he's a very sensitive person. And he's very emotional. He's very hurt deep down.
He's a baby. He's literally an infant in his mind. Seriously. I don't care what nobody says. He's a fucking infant in his mind. He is a very unnurtured infant.
Unnurtured, for sure. For sure. And so it just depends on the mood he's in. So if he was feeling like very loving, he would like pat me on the back and be like, one time he cried with me. One time he looked at me and he's like, I know you're hurting. He's like, I know
something for you. Okay, go ahead. Right.
He was like, I know that it's hard. He's like, I've done it. I've had to leave behind children and it's hard. And I just started crying. I couldn't help it. I didn't give a fuck if I was going to get in trouble or not. I started crying. And he started crying too. And he was like, I know what it feels like, man. I know what you're going through and it's going to be all right. And so there were times where he was there for me. But a lot of times it was just like, all right already, let that shit go. You know what I mean? I'm just like, the fuck? I'm never going to let that shit go. Like, nah.
It was something that you said that really resonated with what he said yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. Because I'm trying to take a social media break because it just like, honestly, I would see people say all the time, like, oh my God, this is so draining and wearing. And I used to be like, bitch, please, I'm charged up. Like, I'm here for all the bullshit. But once you get to see how it really affects people, if you're not sympathetic to other people, absolutely, you can go on every day, full strong, whatever. But I just got to a point, I was like, oh my God, this is like, at this point, this is fucking nuts, right?
Yeah.
So he had a conversation and he said, in this conversation, he said one of his sons is full Babylon. And he was like, my son, all he does is like play video games and eat pizza. And when he said that, I immediately thought about your conversation with Kiss the Bill. When you told us he would be on the phone with his son and his son would just be sitting there playing video games and they would have no conversation.
There was just no vibe there.
And when I heard that, and he admitted to that, I was like, wow. Okay, so this is the question I want to ask you. Because I wanted to go back into, like, the whole Tron and IA and all those other switch around things. But this is the question that I have. I'm sorry. Okay, baby, hold on. So this is the question that I have for you. That I asked you a long time ago. And I still don't know if you're going to address, but I'm going to ask you again anyway.
Okay.
Can you tell us, please, about the night when he was crying in the tent, girl? What happened in the fucking tent? Because we heard your voice over everybody else on that live, and you were coddling him like he was your damn baby, and it was ridiculous. And I've been trying to figure out since that day, and this was like damn near over a year ago at this point. And I'm like, what the fuck happened in that tent? Can you tell us why he was crying in that tent?
All right.
And
you guys, get your popcorn out. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's get it poppin', mommy.
Put the popcorn emojis in the room if you ready.
Y'all better put the popcorn emojis up or she ain't gonna pay y'all.
So we're all sleeping. This is the middle of the fucking night. We're all sleeping. Everyone has their own tent, okay? So obviously, everyone has their wives with them, and if you were single, you had your own tent. Some of the warriors, like, shared a tent, but, yeah, everyone was in their own tents, spread out throughout the yard, right? And everyone gets a walkie-talkie, okay? So if anything goes down, they can call everybody on the walkie and be like, hey, yo, you know?
Call Red.
Yeah. So right. And so I'm sleeping in the tent with Musa. And all of a sudden, Nature Boy gets on the walkie-talkie. He's like, yo, y'all, or it might have been Eliana. I don't know. One of them was like, hey, everyone come to the house right now. Everyone come to the house right now. And we're like, oh, shit, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? We're like jumped up out of our sleep. You know, we're like terrified. Like, people threaten our lives online every day. People threaten to come shoot our camp up. Like, we're fucking nervous. We're like, what in the fuck is happening, right? So he's like, hey, y'all, everyone come to the house right now, like, frantic. And we're like, oh, shit. And so we all, like, we all put our clothes on, you know what I mean? And then we just, like, run. We're just, like, running pitch black. Just, it's dark outside. We just dart to the house, right? And we get to the front porch, and he had turned the lights on, and he was, like, holding his chest, and he's like, yo, I don't know what fucking's going on with me, yo. He's like, I think I'm dying for real. Like, I'm having a fucking heart attack or something. And we're like, what?
He was having an anxiety attack.
He's very dramatic. We all know this.
Okay.
But he was terrified. He was like, yo, my heart is hurting. It's racing. It's like my chest is in pain. Like, I'm shaking. He said that he felt cold and he was shaky.
He was having an anxiety attack.
It was a panic attack, exactly.
A panic attack, yeah.
That's all it was. And I knew that. I knew that. I know that
too from you saying that, because I've had that girl plenty of damn times, okay?
Exactly. So he was like, I'm going to die. And he literally started saying, he scared the hell out of everybody, because he was like, you guys, if this is my time, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. He was really saying his last words. And I was like,
motherfucker made out an obituary. I'm sorry, PeeWee. I'm sorry. I'm a clown, so for the most part, I've been trying to be quiet, but girl, I'm literally a clown, so I'm sorry.
Funny shit. Like, and I think he even laughed at himself after it was all over, because he was just like, man, I really thought I was dying. You know, like, I think we all have went through a panic attack where we thought we were dying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But girl, I've been through plenty.
Yeah. So, but I didn't, at first I was really scared. I was just like, yo, what the fuck is happening? You know what I mean? So after he described how he felt, I was like, you're having a panic attack. I was like, you're having an anxiety attack. I said, if you're having the chills, you need to go get in the shower. You need to go get in the hot shower and sit up under that hot water as long as possible until your body calms down. And he listened to me, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna go in the shower. He sat in the shower and let that hot water hit him, and he was like, I told him, take deep breaths, and he literally was like, yo, I'm calming down, like, I'm really calming down. And I was like, it's just anxiety, like, you're gonna be all right. Like, I've had this before, I've been there. I used to have that all the time. I know exactly what it feels like. No one else really knew what the fuck to do. I don't know.
They never had a panic attack before. But just to educate everybody who's listening, if you never had a panic attack before, the signs of a panic / because a panic anxiety is the same thing. Anxiety is when you're panicking. So anxiety attack is when sometimes you may feel shortness of breath, your heart may be racing, you feel nauseous, you feel dizzy, you have the sweat, and then it's so weird because you can go from having cold sweat to being completely hot and sweating like crazy. And your body is just all over the place, and you feel like you're literally gonna fucking die because you have no idea why your body is so out of whack. It really is just a stress response. And sometimes unconsciously or subconsciously, should I say, you have things going on subconsciously that you're not aware of, and it just hits your subconscious. And your body will go fucking nuts. Like, you will literally, like, you'll be sitting here watching TV, and next thing you know, you can't breathe. And then you're on the floor, and then you're crawling around the house, and then you're crawling up the walls, and you fucking, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Your body goes, it's like not in your control. Like,
yeah, you can't do anything about it. What I've learned is you have to breathe, though. You have to breathe. Because that's the biggest issue is when you having a panic attack or an anxiety attack, usually you don't breathe because you're so scared, you get to hyperventilating. Calm down.
That's exactly what was happening to him. He was like, yo, I can't breathe, y'all, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Like, I'm dying, you guys. Like,
No, but you really feel like you're gonna die.
I know.
Real shit. It's not even funny. Like, we're laughing, but it's not even funny. Because it does not feel good. When you go through that, it does not feel good. It's not cool, man. It's terrible.
Right. So, but that's why I was really there for him, because I'd been through that. And I was like, no, you're going to be straight. Like, you're going to be straight. And I just tried to make light of it. Like, because he was really making it this big thing. Like, I'm having a heart attack. And I was like, you're going to be all right. Like, it's okay. No one else really had a response. They were all fucking terrified.
Because they've never been through it. And I just want to say kudos to you for being there, because we can clearly hear in the video, you were the motherfucker, you were simultaneously recording and coddling, you know, and you understood what it is. They never been through that, you know, and that I just want to say that goes to show also the following that he has, because the people that are following him, they're like, we've been through everything, we've been it all, we've seen it all. You ain't never fucking had a fucking panic attack. You never had an anxiety attack. Like, you can't say you've been through everything and, like, you don't even know the signs of a fucking anxiety attack. Like, that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, that's wild. But then I don't credit them.
You know what it is also? I wasn't, as much as I was influenced by him, I still felt like
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude, PeeWee. That bitch, I wish I could block you because this ain't my life. She said, blah, blah, blah. Bye, y'all boring. Bye. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can exit. That's fine. You can exit the video.
I'm sorry. I never do that, but that's on mine.
I mean, if you want to hear what's happening, you can hear. If you don't, you can leave the live. Like,
mm-hmm.
We're getting to it. So basically, I feel like also, everyone there are like robots, and however Nature Boy is acting, everyone just jumps on his bandwagon and follows whatever he's saying, whatever he's feeling, whatever he's doing. I always felt like I wasn't like that. As much as I was influenced by him, I still had my own mind. I still was very strong in my own damn self. And so I feel like I had that initiative, power, and will to step out and take charge and be like, yo, get in the shower. Like, you need to do this. You need to do that. You're going to be all right. That's just how I am. So anyway, he gets in the shower. He feels okay. He feels a little better. But then when he gets out of the shower, he gets cold again, and he's still kind of feeling it. And we just went through the waves of it with him, you know? And so we didn't go live until we went outside, right? And he was like, y'all, it's a full moon tonight.
It was.
He was like, and we were all like, yeah, like, your emotions are intensified during full moon.
Yeah.
It's like a purging day, like where it's like a phase where you just purge everything out. Everything is intensified, and you know, I think that was a part of it. He had also, that was the night he did Sinetta with what's his name? Polite.
Oh, Brother Polite.
He was on live with them, and they all just kind of got into it and were screaming at each other, and it was stupid. So it was that night, and so I think he was feeling anxiety about that, and he was just, everything was coming down on him, and so you know, what we did is when we went outside, we noticed it was a full moon, and we all just gave him a group hug, and we were just like, we all gave each other, we always did group hugs, but we gave him a big hug, all of us, just one big group hug, and he just started crying, and it's just what he needed. He needed to release.
He needed to purge.
He needed that, but it was his idea to go live. Because we sat down and we sat on the ground outside and we all looked up to the sky and we started to say affirmations like, I am God, I am filled with love, positive affirmations to get out of that state of mind that he was in. Because before that, he was like, y'all take me to the hospital, I gotta go to the hospital right now. And that's when we went outside to the van, and they started the van, and they were like, all right, fuck it. He said he needs to go to the hospital. We need to take him to the hospital. But when we got outside to go into the van, he looked up and was like, y'all, it's a full moon tonight. And then that's when everything changed, right? So we turned the van off. We sat down. We started saying positive affirmations, and that's when he was like, hey, he gave me his phone. He's like, hey, go live. And so I put the live on, and that's when we were all talking. And I was still, like, comforting him, and everyone was just kind of, you know, trying to be there for him, and that was that. I mean,
yeah,
it felt better.
So just to put my 2 cents on it, as far as having panic attacks, anxiety attacks, it's the exact same thing. And I don't know why they have 2 different names, because anxiety is like stress, and when you're panicking, you're stressed. So to me, it's the same thing. But as far as me having panic attacks and anxiety attacks, you guys, I would literally go through these stages to where I will be like, I would start hyperventilating, then I would get nauseous, and then you can't throw up, and then you're like scared, and you feel like you're gonna pass out, you get dizzy, and you go through all of these things, right? And the craziest thing about it is, when I would call the ambulance, because you literally, I don't know if any of y'all ever felt this before, but you literally feel like you're gonna die. Once I would call the ambulance and the ambulance would come, I would be so calm. Like, it's something just about that unity. Like you said, when you guys were all gathered around him, it calmed him down. Like, it was something about the paramedics coming for me to know that if something was really wrong with me, that I would be helped. Like, it calmed me down. Like, their anxiety attacks and panic attacks are all the same shit, but that shit is weird as fuck. It really is weird as fuck, because it comes out of, sometimes, depending on who you are, it comes out of nowhere. And sometimes it comes out of places because for certain reasons, because of stress. And we go through certain shit, and we be in certain situations that will fuck our heads up. And for me personally, I'll just be real, like, I was going through a breakup with my daughter's dad, and I would be, like, literally physically fucked me up, because I would be stressed out, and I would be, like, fucking freaking out. Out of nowhere, though, like, it would be out of nowhere, like, I'd be like, that nigga gone, whatever, fuck him. And then, like, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll wake up and, like, and it's like, bitch, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? Like, you know, like, it is what it is.
I've been there. You know, and he also, I remember that night, he said, he was like, y'all, he said, and y'all, all of y'all have heard him say this before, I'm sure. He was just like, y'all, I act so tough and I act so hard, but deep down, you know, he's like, I'm a bitch. He's like, pretty much, he's like, I'm sensitive, I'm scared, I don't want y'all to leave me, like, I just want love in my life. I just want people who love me around me. I don't want none of y'all to leave me. I'm scared that y'all all gonna leave me. And so
but the question is, like, what I don't understand, to be honest with you, when he says this amongst his disciples, or quote unquote disciples, this is what he calls you guys. Why doesn't everybody get together and rally around the next day and be like, listen, this is what you said, and this is what we're trying to give you? Like, instead of, like, going the next morning, like, bowing down and putting their hands behind their fucking backs and, whoa, I'm sorry, hold on, my fucking dog, get your ass up. Girl, my dog is so bad, he literally busts the door open. He does it all the time.
I'm so bad.
He's like, bitch, what you back here talking about? He's like, boom. I'm like, motherfucker. Sorry, y'all. But no, like, that's just what I think about. Like, I feel personally, if I was there, I would be the kind of person that would be like, okay, y'all, we clearly see he's fucking shitty drunk and he's expressing these feelings. So can we all get together tomorrow and not only show him how he felt, but perpetuate that feeling to get him to understand that, like, he needs to chill. Like, why do you think that was never that there was never that kind of conversation?
I don't know. The next day, he was just like, thank you guys so much. I feel so much better. I'm gonna go sleep now. I'm gonna take down. So we all went to sleep. And the next morning, he never does this, but he walked out to the yard, like to our tents. And I remember I think that I was broken up with Nubian at the time. And because I was by myself in the tent. And he came up to my tent, and he was like, hey, yo, mama died. And so I woke up, and I was like, oh, shit, you know? And so I got out the tent, and he was just like, yo, thank you so much. Like, you really came through for me last night, like this and that. And he gave me a big hug, and he was just like, it was like, I feel better. Like, I needed that. I feel like it was a healing moment for me. And we just moved forward. I don't know. We just really didn't even fucking question it. We just were like, okay. Like, he figured it out. Like, he's okay. He's better now. Like, I don't know. We just went about it.
Okay, so this is my next question, because I feel like this is what I'm saying. When you guys have issues, I feel like, and I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, especially like with the real nigga moments, because I know when you were there, I never seen you in it. I think once, like, you and Serenity and Rambo and Vibes and Key and Kite and everybody left, that's when he really started hosting the real nigga moments. I never really seen them before. I feel like I saw them before, because I remember prominently there was a live, and it might have been a live you speaking of in your last live, when it was you, him, and Nubian. You guys were sitting there like this little like hut or some shit, like some little shit. And you guys were sitting in 3 chairs, and then he was telling you, oh, you're too masculine. Like, he was just reprimanding you for being too masculine. And he was talking about you and Nubian's problems. I don't know if that's the day you left, if that's the live you're speaking of, but I saw that. But anyway, moving forward, what I'm saying is, he started to perpetuate these real nigga moments. And it would be like, oh, we're always going to talk about everybody's shit. Even when he talked about him and Eliana, he never really talked about his end on anything. And it's always been questionable to me, like, why does everybody allow him to ridicule them, but nobody ever fucking says, well, nigga, you fucked up too. Like, nobody ever, like, I feel like I would burst out and be like, you're fucked up too. Like, okay, and, like, yeah, I'm fucked up. And I'm going to say this as well, before you respond. I want to say this, and y'all know, the people who follow me, they know I'm a yeller, and I apologize. I just got that strong ass Capricorn energy, girl. I'm just loud as fuck. Like, I just be, when I get frustrated, and I'm trying to work on controlling it.
I'm like mad Italian, so I'm just loud. I
love that. I'll be watching you sometimes, and I'll be like, damn, why she can't tone it down? And then I get on live with you, and I'm like, motherfucker. No, I'm just but to be honest, like, it's like, you know, I feel like nobody ever like chin checked him, and I understand like he's that master teacher and all this other stuff, but you can't tell me I'm gonna learn through my debilitations through you. Who do you learn your debilitations through? You know, like, I just don't feel like it's a fair situation, because you can call out all our shit, and nobody ever calls out your shit.
It wasn't until I left that I realized the state that he was in. It wasn't until I left that I realized, damn, he's really hurt. Like, he's a really hurt man.
Mm-hmm.
He's fucked up more than a lot of us. So it wasn't until I was on the outside looking in that I saw that, but someone said, Bless Love D said Joy did call him out, and I don't know where you saw that, or she. Sorry, I know you're.
Oh no, she did.
She did. But But I don't know if they did a real moment and that happened. But when I was there, yo, Joy is a badass bitch. Like,
Joy is my favorite character in the game.
Joy is real. Joy is real. I fuck with Joy. I do.
Mm-hmm.
And she, you know, me and her just had a falling out at one point. But, you know, she's real. Like one time, I don't remember what the whole talk conversation was, but Nature Boy was saying something about someone, and Joy was like, well, how come it doesn't apply to you? Well, how about, what if this, what if that? She would always question him. And as much as she would get in trouble for it, he was like, you know, but I respect that. I respect that you're staying true to yourself and you're looking for that clarification. You know, so he doesn't like when people go against him, but at the same time, he had respect for that, for her, when she would do that. But no, I don't know about anything, like, because I don't really watch a lot of the real moments, because that shit's too damn long to sit through. Like, but when I was there,
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was there, yeah, like Joy would definitely like speak out if something wasn't right. Like, you know, if anything was directed at me, and I felt like it wasn't true, I would always stand up for myself. You know, I would always be like, no, that's not what it is. Like, you're not going to draw this conclusion when that's not true. You know, and so I would stand up for myself a lot. But I didn't understand how fucked up he was until I left. I didn't understand how hurt and underdeveloped he was emotionally, and you know, how he's unnurtured, and he has a lot of issues, and I didn't see that until later.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I was thinking the other night when I was listening to you speak to Isabel, because I don't really want to go into detail about like whatever, because I don't want it to be people be like, oh, blah blah blah, you know, whatever. But I've spoken to a person who was previously in that situation. And when I heard you talking to Isabel, and like, I came from a place, honestly, my initial contact with this whole thing was the snippet of like him on Facebook saying, oh, I let my son play with my penis, da da da. And I was like, the fuck? Like any natural person, I was like, the fuck? And so then I went on YouTube to look up the clip, and then I looked at the video, and then it just took on from there. So my thing is, like, I truly understand at this point now that people really just want to change the world. But they go over there and they get so fucking, like, poisoned. Like, they're rude. Like you can, like, inbox them or go on their lives or ask them a question like, what the fuck? They think the world, they literally think the whole entire world is against them. And that's crazy to me. Like, you know, like, how can you have this perception that everybody want to fight you, or everybody want to argue with you, or everybody want to fuss with you? You saying you're here to teach. Do you ever see a teacher go into a classroom and when a student asks a question, they be like, what the fuck you mean? You know, like, you can't be a teacher and a student and tell your student in the classroom, what's 1 + 1? I don't understand. What the fuck you mean you understand, you dumb bitch? And, you know, like, it'd be wild, like, like, wow, like, what? But he's perpetuating his bullshit on people.
Yeah, like, I noticed that started to happen more and more as I was there, because that didn't really happen a lot of times before I went over there. Like, before I went over there, things were very, you know, easy and good vibes. And, you know, when I was over there, for the time that I was over there, that started to happen. Like, he started to be very impatient with people, be very judgmental towards people who weren't doing what he was doing or had different views. And so I got to see that, and I sometimes I really would be like, that don't make no sense. Like, okay, that was just a little extra, you know? But I think that all of them, especially now, are very defensive because, I don't know, I mean, everything they've been through, I guess, and they don't trust nobody. But at the same time, you can't really be like that when you're trying to so-called help people out of this situation.
Yes, you cannot do that. You cannot do that.
You have to meet people where they're at.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta meet me where I'm at. If I'm in the system and I'm of the system and you're trying to save me from the system, if I gotta go to work, and this is the funny part to me, if I gotta go to work and you're like, oh, well, you should be working and you should be having your kids in school and this and this and that, right? Okay, granted. So now this is the next question. When I tell you I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna take my kids out of school, what's the next step? And you don't have a fucking answer. What the fuck am I doing this for?
Yeah. Or at least break it down to them. At least break down your ideas. At least break it down to them. You know.
That's the thing. Because see, I'm gonna tell you something about, and I'm gonna tell you his theology and things that he's doing. Some of the things he's doing, it really does. Like I used to hear people say, "Oh, you know, the knowledge is, some of the knowledge is true and all of this and this and that." And I would be like, I never understood. I never understood what part of it. I'm like, what? And I started to really listen. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. But it's like, some of the knowledge is really true and it does make sense. But
of course,
you can simply say it in simple fucking words. Like these motherfuckers are one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Dr. Seuss had ass motherfuckers. Like, say it simply. Like, you're all like, in my debilitations, in my simplicity of the house and the third house is magnificent on the quantum physics of it. Like, motherfucker, you know people don't know this shit. Just say, girl, go study your natal chart because X, Y, and Z. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and then it goes into. That's wordplay and that's sorcery because then it goes into, oh, well, only the chosen will understand. No, because what you're going to do is you're going to tag people along for so long to where they have no choice but to try to understand what the fuck you saying. These people, you saying you're a black man from the hood. Who is a black man from the hood who talks like you? Let's be real. What black man from the hood talk about quantum physics and a holographic universe and a one fish, two fish, red fish, blue? I mean, I just keep using that as an example because it's crazy. What black man from the hood that's been in prison for 5 years and in a mental asylum and all this shit talks like you, acts like you? If you trying to help your people, you gonna come from where the fuck they at. You gonna meet them where they're at and you gonna be like, look, bro, straight up. It's shit they put in our water. It's shit they put in our food. This, and that. You're not gonna go into and the like, fuck, get the fuck out of here.
I definitely feel like there's levels to this shit, and one of the reasons why I was really drawn to him, and really, I don't know, he just resonated with me, is because he comes from where I come from. You know, he was doing videos while he was still in the States, and that's what really caught my attention. And then he left the States, and that caught my attention even more. And I saw him actually applying shit to his life and going against the system, and that's what I liked. I can't say that I agree with the way he chooses to live his life, which is why I'm not there. But there's a lot of it that I really liked, and there's a lot of it that I really resonated with and that I agreed with. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot that I don't agree with, and that certain things don't add up, and there's a lot of holes in the shit because they don't have that figured out yet. But honestly, not that all of the knowledge is his, but what they stand for and what they believe in, some of it I can't knock. I mean, you know what I mean? But do I think that they have it all figured out? Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
So I just want to address this one comment. This guy, Jay Duggan, said brothers in the hood do talk like that. And there was another comment about, what is that other comment? BK Lunatic said Jay Duggan facts. like the Israelites. So what you guys have to understand is, I'm speaking from a place of people who have no linkage, no idea to that. We don't know about Hebrew Israelites. We don't know about freaking Dr. York's thing. Like, this is predominantly, to be honest with you, is predominantly East Coast shit. This is not West Coast shit. You see what happened to the West Coast? Jim Jones came out on the West Coast and took a bunch of motherfuckers to Guyana and had them kill themselves. These are cultural religions, and we just gonna be real and call a spade a spade. African Americans are mostly Christians. When you go on the East Coast, you have Haitians, you have what else? What Jamaicans? You have Puerto Ricans, you have Dominicans, you have all these things. You know, I'm just saying, PeeWee. I'm not trying to.
Yo, he's from New York.
He's from New York, and that's what I'm saying. Like, on the East Coast, you have all these different people that are from the islands that bring their belief systems and their religions with them, and it is what it is. I'm not knocking nobody. I'm just being honest.
You know, like,
we all have.
Would all huddle around each other. They're all speaking truth, and that's pretty much.
But everybody's truth is their truth, right? Your truth is your truth. My truth is my truth, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of intellectual, like, spiritual, religious conversations going on in the so-called hood. Like, I get that, but also he doesn't just talk like real godly and you know.
Oh, he's demonizing it. He makes it so fucking dirty. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So, sometimes, you know, he plays two different. He has a lot of different personalities. It's weird. Like, sometimes he's like a preacher, and he's fucking just like.
That's the Christianity side of him.
Just real preacher vibes, you know. But then he has that real, like, from the streets, like, New Yorker that comes out. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying, but I mean, yeah.
No, it's three. PeeWee, you're missing one. Because the third one is when he's tapped into his spirituality. Okay? He goes from a Christian, which he was raised by Christian, and he knows the Bible like the back of his fucking hand. Elijah and I are not very far apart in age. And my family started a church over 50 years ago. And I'm going to be real with you. I don't even know the Bible like that. He knows that bitch back, forth, up and down. He can quote any scripture. But that's the thing about, this is the thing. This is the problem with religion. I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to express to y'all why I feel like a lot of people have problems with religion and they go towards spirituality. Because with religion, it's not really the problem of the words that are in the book. It is the way that people use it to their own benefit. And what I'm saying is, Elijah will quote certain scriptures to benefit or to back up what he is saying. But what people don't understand, because I quote a scripture, Psalms 23, verse 15, and it'll be that verse. There's a whole chapter to that. It tells a whole story. But you're going to quote one part of the freaking whole chapter, one verse, to fit your agenda. That's why people don't believe in religion. Right. That was far-fetched. Yeah. That's what makes religion far-fetched, because we're like, okay, and then you go back and you really reread that scripture, and then you look up and you're like, well, what the heck is this all about? And then you read the whole chapter, you're like, that had nothing to do with what I was talking about. Wait a minute. I'm talking about going through depression. This talking about following a lamb around the yard. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it'd be so far-fetched. Like, this is what happens to us. And this is where we get mixed up in our minds, in our lives, and we come into spirituality, out of spirituality. We're back and forth. We're Christian. We're freaking Catholic. We're Mormon. And I really believe, I'm going to tell y'all this, I believe every religion every single religion goes back to the source. That's what I feel like. I feel like everything goes back to the source. Whether you're spiritual, you believe in the universe, you believe in God, you believe in Jesus, you believe in Buddha, you believe in whatever the Indians have, whatever whoever else have, whatever you believe in. It all comes to the one all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let people believe in what they want to believe in peace. Leave people alone. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, because in one sense, he says, oh, all roads lead to source. Everyone has their own path. You come here to experience what you come here to experience, and it's all your purpose, and it's all divine and on your time. But then he'll say, in the same sense, oh, you got to get out right now. Like, this is the only way, or y'all gonna have to go to hell. And it's just like, it's just very contradicting, because it's like, yo, like, not everybody that isn't living in nature or isn't doing what you're doing is gonna go to hell. Like, some people believe what they believe, and they believe they're doing the right thing. So if they believe that they're doing the right thing and that's their perception, then how can you sit there? How can you say that they're gonna go to hell? Because they only know what they know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
it's like, okay, let me give you an example. Like, they talk, like he says, like, oh, if you're not vegan and you're not X, Y, and Z, you're gonna die. You're gonna kill yourself. Well, first of all, death is inevitable. We all know that for sure. So tell me about a 110-year-old grandmother that is on the fucking news, smoking a goddamn Newport, eating a goddamn sugary-ass cake, celebrating her 110th birthday, and still walking around like she's fucking 20. Okay, so what's the excuse for that? Like, everything does not apply to every single person. You get what I'm saying? That's the only point I'm trying to make. I get people trying to urge, and I honestly respect and appreciate. We all probably should have a vegan diet and try to do the best that we can to prolong our life as much as we can. But it is also not impossible to have a fucked up diet and a fucked up life and not die prematurely.
I will agree with you on that. I will, but it's so much more. Veganism, to have the example, is veganism is more than just health. It's more than just a health thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a mindset.
It's so much. It's not even just. It's not just go vegan for your health. Go vegan to prolong your life. It's so much bigger than that. What I want to do, I want to break it down. So everything and obviously everything is energy. Everything is energy. Like, that chair over there is made of energy. I'm made of energy. Like, the plants are made. Everything is literally energy in this, like, physical form, right? And so that includes animals and our food. Everything holds a certain vibration. Everything is energy vibrating at a certain vibration, whether that's high vibration or a low vibration. So if we are godly and if we are spiritual beings, then we would only want to feed our body purity, because our bodies are temples. So if you kill a cow and eat it, right, that cow endured so much pain and suffering in its life. And what you're doing is you're feeding your body that pain and suffering, because that energy from that cow is transported to you when you eat it. So it's an energetic thing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't. Because I kind of can ask you questions. I can ask you questions about it, because you can have, there are farms that have happy, healthy animals there that they farm for food. Like, if you look back in the Bible, Jesus harnessed fish to feed his disciples. Why aren't people pescatarian then? Like, we can go on and on with this. Honestly, it's just. So we'll say, to be fair, we'll agree to say it is a preference, right? Honestly, right? When it comes down to it, you can't really tell people how to live their lives.
You can't.
And that's the bottom line that we're both trying to get to when it comes to this whole carbonation shit. You cannot tell people how to live their life. Because you can go about the Bible. You can go about the Bible and it'll tell you, oh, go fish, feed them fishes and loaves of bread and wine. And then another fucking religion will say, feed them bread and some other shit. Another religion will probably say, fucking eat some air. The other religion will probably say, eat some grass. You never know. It is up to the person, but why? My main thing is, why are we more focused on trying to tell people how to live their lives instead of trying to teach people how to be happy? Like,
exactly.
It doesn't matter what you eat or what your intake is. Let's just try to make each other be happy. Right?
I agree.
That's the end road. That's the end all be all, just to love and care for each other. Like, I don't give a fuck if you ate a fat ass Whopper with 6 patties on it. Bitch, if you happy, eat that Whopper. And if I want to eat all the lettuce off your Whopper, I'm going to eat it. So what? Does that make a difference in between our relationship? No.
No, I learned that early on. Like, when I first woke up or became spiritual and became aware of more than just what I was programmed with my whole life, like more than just society, I learned that I was like this spiritual being, right? I learned that I could gain more of an awareness, right? Once I became spiritual and woke up, I was very defensive. And it reminds me of carbonation. I was very defensive. I was very like one-sided, and I was very well, if you don't live like me, then you ain't shit. And I'm smarter than you, and I'm better than you. I know this and you don't. You're dead, and I'm woke. I used to be like that, but I learned to humble myself, because you know what? Not everything is black and white. You have black.
Absolutely not. People forget about the gray area. They totally forget about the gray area.
You know what I'm saying? There's black, and then there's white, and then there's thousands and thousands of shades of gray in between.
Thank you.
I don't ever want to just glorify my life and say, hey, this is the only way. This is the right way. You know, I like to share my life and my lifestyle with people that want to do the same thing. I want to inspire and influence people that want to do the same thing. And that's all we really can do.
Yes. And if they're respectful to it, absolutely. But, you know, there are people who are out there who are like, they have deficiencies in their body. So if they don't consume meat, they will become sick, because they have certain deficiencies in their body that they need meat for. Like, I know it sounds far-fetched, but it's reality. Like, we don't know enough. We know what's good for us. That's what I'm saying. You know what's good for you. You know what works for you. I know what works for me. That person knows what's works for them. We can take a chance and try something, but ultimately, you cannot diagnose the whole world on one goddamn Pt.6 diet. That's impossible. You cannot. Because that don't work for everybody. It will not work for everybody. You see people over there and you see them and they look fucking happy and healthy and they look great and they look amazing. Even if they were skinny when they got there. And then they starting to deplete slowly by slowly, and you be like, I know. Now, come on now, PeeWee, you gotta tell me. You see that shit. You gotta tell me, you be looking at them videos and you be like, damn, my nigga, you look bad.
I find it funny that, like, Velvet came out and, like, called them all out and was like, and they all look sick. And then I came out and said the same thing. I backdoored and was like, man, they look bad. And then everyone started hounding Sheba. Man, she looks so bad. And then it's funny when he got all the women together and made them do that photo shoot to prove something. Like, y'all still look bad. Like,
girl, he just did the same shit tonight.
You can't put some flour in your hair.
In a fucking ear is gonna make you look good. Bitch, your eyebrows still black.
No.
Your eyelids, and the funny thing is, see, this is the thing that, okay,
I'm gonna stop. Yes, I do.
I want to say this. I'm not trying to be a bully, you guys. I'm not a bully. Absolutely not. I know I be talking shit on my page. But, yeah, I'm really not a bully. And I want to laugh, but I don't want to laugh, because the fact of the matter is that girl looked she looked good when she got there. And her eyelids, Sheba, her eyelids up and down are fucking black as shit. Her face is sunken in. Truth's face is sunken. I remember when you told that story about Truth standing outside for days because he couldn't even talk. And now he has like a sty on his eye, and it's just so much shit. It's just like, damn.
Yo, that's weird. That's weird because that bump on his eye has been there, bro, for a long time. Even when I was there, that shit was there. That shit's been on his eye for a long time.
Look. This Michelle Mabel said, no. BK, I knew it was her. My girl, BK Luna. BK Luna said, like, they having liver and iron problems. You guys, they literally eat beans and rice every single day. Serenity told you. She was throwing up because she could not intake the beans and rice every day. They making the vegan cheese. They using cashews, beans and rice, and tortillas every day. These people need something else to sustain them. And then at one point, I don't know if y'all remember, Nature Boy said they had implemented eggs into the diet. I ain't never seen them. Anybody ever seen them eat eggs? Of course you didn't.
No, but I heard that I was really grossed out.
He ain't gonna show you that.
They don't do it anymore, supposedly, but it just goes to show you that they have, if they say they're true vegans, it goes to show you their lack of knowledge when it comes to nutrition, true nutrition. They don't have no sea moss out there. They don't got no burdock. They don't got no real. He always herbs.
PeeWee, you remember Nature Boy said he don't like sea moss. That's why they don't have sea moss. He said he don't like it. He said it tastes bad. But because you don't like it, nobody else can get the nutrients from it.
But you gonna eat an egg. Okay.
But you gonna eat an egg.
I know.
But I feel like they need a piece of salmon at this point. They need to take a piece of salmon and do it like sushi style. Do little small slices and give all of them some goddamn protein, because what they're doing is they're literally starving their cell. We are a cell inside of the body of a cell of a cell of a cell of a cell. You're starving your fucking cell. You're literally starving out your cell. Bruh, you are not giving your cell the nutrition need. Beans and rice every day ain't gonna fucking do it. That's like, you might as well eat top ramen every day. That's like crackhead meals.
Right.
You know?
And I think that's why, I don't know about Vibes and Flo. I think they stayed vegan, but I know that Serenity
and Rambo. Absolutely.
Serenity felt like she needed salmon or something more because she was
ate egg and she ate salmon. She told us. Her and Rambo did.
Because they just, I don't blame them. Shit, they felt like fucking.
Okay, so look, that comes to my next question. That's what I want to ask you. So can
you breaking up? It wasn't canned beans. It was dried beans, but still, you know. Uh-oh. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I'm sorry, it was my phone. So I wanted to ask you, were you there? That was my question that I forgot, that you told me to hold my question. I wanted to know if you were there when they all left. You had left already, though, right?
What do you mean when they left?
When Serenity and Vibes and Rambo and Key left. You were gone already, right?
So I had decided to leave, and I had already got my plane ticket. And the day I was ready to go to the airport, we sat down. No. Yeah, the day I was ready, I was already dressed in regular clothes. I got my fucking rubber on my feet and all my bags packed, and I was ready to go. for y'all real quick.
Okay, girl, I'm so sorry. I was trying to drive to the store to get me something to drink because I'm thirsty as hell. Okay, go ahead.
That's all good. So I'm standing there, I've got my clothes on, you know, Babyloned out with my rubber on my feet, and I'm ready to go. Got my bags, and I'm eating breakfast. Everyone just woke up. Everyone's making their tea and shit. Vibes is in the kitchen. And Nature Boy's standing across from her in the living room. And they're, you know, he was looking at her. He was talking to the women that were in the kitchen. And Vibes was talking, she was interrupting him, but she didn't know that he was talking to them. She thought he was talking to someone else. And so she said something to one of the other women. And he looked at her like, yo, you mad disrespectful. And she was like, excuse me? What? And he was like, I'm fucking talking, and you want to sit here and interrupt me and talk to her? And she was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know you were talking to all of us. You know, and she was so innocent, you know? And so Nature Boy was like, nah, you can get the fuck out. He's like, I don't like you. He's like, I want you to leave. You can go with her. And I'm like, oh shit, the fuck? You know, like, I'm like, what's happening? Like, and so we all sat down and had a meeting, and that's when he was kicking Vibes out, and Flo was like not having it, and Flo's like, I'm going with her. Like, so
what?
Huh?
No, I just said what? Like what?
Yeah, so I'm like, my bags are packed. I'm like, man, can I go? I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to do this shit. And so we have a meeting for hours, because then Rambo was like, nah, I'm leaving too. Like, we're all leaving. Me, Flo, Vibe, Serenity, we're all leaving. So it went on and on and on about, you know, trying to get them to stay. And we ended up leaving. Me and Flo and Vibes ended up leaving because they decided to stay. All four of them decided to stay, and then they were going to take me to the airport. I ended up missing my flight because of all the bullshit. So we got Chinese food, and then we went back home. And there, I was like, fuck, I guess I'm going to have to rebook my flight or something, you know? And so we get home, and everything's like all kumbaya. And they try to get me to stay, and they're like, come on, you missed your flight for a reason, you should stay. And I'm like, nah, like, I'm still leaving, you know? And but I left like the next day, or like a couple days after that. And Flo and Rambo and Vibes and Serenity, they didn't leave for like another week. So they wanted to leave, but they kind of stayed and kind of questioned everything, and then they left a week after I left.
So how did Kite tie into that?
Yo, Kite was there a while before that.
Okay.
Kite was there a while before that.
Kite had left and came back, right?
Wait, did he?
Yeah, Kite had left and came back, from my understanding.
He came back after I had left, though, right?
Yeah. No. He left. Kite left with when Flo and Vibes and Serenity and Rambo left. That's when Kite left.
Well, that's crazy because Kite wasn't there when I left the second time.
Oh, so he must have came after you left.
He came
been there like a couple. Yeah, he must have came real quick and left real quick because Kite was in that lineup.
Maybe it was more than a week, you know, in between me leaving and them leaving. I don't know how long it was. But I guess Kite came right after I left the second time, and then he...
Yeah. So let me ask you this.
Kite, though. I really fuck with Kite. He's a good guy, and he went back to his child. Like, he went through a lot.
He did. I talked to him on here, and he was live one time, and I was like literally the only person in his life. And I asked him about the carbonation thing, and he was just like, he was like, what it really boiled down to is like, I just cannot see myself leaving my baby. He was like, I left my baby twice, and he was like, what Kite said was, and I'm gonna quote this, and it's not verbatim, but what Kite said was, if he could just work with the artist in carbonation, he would have been happy. Like, he just wanted to be an artist. Yeah, he would rather do without the bullshit. He just wanted to be an artist. And so that was his problem, because it was like a lot of bullshit that came with trying to be an artist. So he was just like, it was just a no for me. He was like, and then I realized, like, I left my baby. He was just like, no. So
me and him would have conversations.
I might cut out real quick. Because I'm going back to my house and my Wi-Fi gonna cut back on. Hopefully I don't. But go ahead.
Okay. But I'm just saying, me and him would have conversations, and like, he would get upset, and I could really relate to him, and I don't know, it's just, now it's so amazing to see him do the right thing, Are you back? Yeah,
I'm back. I'm sorry, love. Like, it cut out real quick, girl. I be going, when I go in and out this driveway, my Wi-Fi is so retarded. Like, when I go off the Wi-Fi, it just cuts me off, and then it has to, it has to switch over to mobile data.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question I have is, were you there when Natural left?
No, I was not.
Okay.
Natural left right before I came back.
Okay, because Joy said
I never met the guy.
Okay, because Joy said she facilitated that drama. When she was back in the States, she was like, basically, I facilitated that drama because I told Chief to go talk to Natural's girl, and Chief went to talk to Natural's girl, and then Natural didn't like it because naturally, I guess the word around the block is when Chief goes to talk to other dudes' women, they somehow become his wives. And so, Natural's story, he was like on Young Pharaoh, like, well, I was with Mama 9, and when I was with Mama 9, she was with me, and then she was with Tron, and then she was like somebody else, and she came back to me, and then we were having sex, and I like choked her out. After, it was the weirdest shit. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, hear me out. Listen, the nigga said when he bust a nut, he choked her the fuck out. It was the weirdest shit. And he was like, it's because, like, I felt like, huh?
Who said that?
Natural said that. When Natural busted a nut when he was fucking Mama 9. When Natural said when he was fucking Mama 9, he busted a nut and he choked her out. And it was because he was frustrated because she was like hopping from dick to dick. So then when Sky came along, Nature Boy had kind of pulled Sky to the side and wanted to have a meeting with her, which meeting is a word that he uses very loosely. Like, it's a fucking conversation. It's not a fucking meeting. But basically, he wanted to have a conversation with Sky, and Natural saw their interaction, and he was just like, yo, you know what y'all talking about? Like, you're talking to my wife. And then Nature Boy told him, like, oh, anyways, we're just going to have a meeting with everybody. And so then Natural said that Nature Boy tried to convince him that Sky was a demon and to let her go, and he was kicking her the fuck out because what happened was when Nature Boy was talking to Sky, Sky went back and told Natural what the fuck he said. And Nature Boy just so happened to kind of sneak up on them in the kitchen and overhear the conversation. And he didn't like it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Natural was kind of tell Sky like, oh, he behind you, or either it was a conversation with either him or one of the women, and they were trying to tell her like, Nature Boy's behind you. And so then he was like, fuck it, we gonna have a meeting. And so he kind of tried to decipher, like, oh, well, she liked me anyway. And she was like, no, I don't like you. Like, I want to be with him. Even though Sky was 19 years old and Natural was 27 years old, hey, whatever. I guess that's how it goes in nature. And, yeah, so they had the conversation, and, Nature Boy basically said Sky's a demon, she gotta go. And Natural was like, and Sky was like, oh, she was saying that Nature Boy was saying Sky wanted to be with him. And Sky was like, no, I don't want to be with you. I want to be with him. And Nature Boy was like, trying to tell Natural she a demon, she gotta go. And Natural was like, fuck it, if she leave, I leave. Yeah. So I really felt like he started that trend of like, if my bitch gotta go, I gotta go. So Natural was like, no, if she leave, I leave.
Well, see, the first time...
Yes, wait, I'm sorry. BK Luna said, yes, that's what I was trying to get to. That's when he called him King Dingaling. That's when he was like, see, you trying to get all the way here.
That's the thing about Natural, though. He's a very funny guy, and he's very lighthearted. Like, you shouldn't... If Nature Boy got defended by that, it's stupid, because... I don't know. Natural's just a funny guy. Like, he's always cracking jokes. He's always laughing. You should never. He just doesn't take shit seriously. Like, he's just a funny, goofy guy. Like, you know what I mean? And obviously, there's some truth to that. You know what I'm saying? But
absolutely. That's what I was waiting for you to say.
I absolutely love Natural, though. Like, Natural was truly a brother to me. Like, he always looked out for me. He's one of the most pure-hearted guys I've ever met. I love Natural. Okay, but all I can say is when I first got there, for the first time, Mama Nine was with Flo. I didn't know that she came there with Natural until, because, like, when I got there, I'm sorry. On the internet, before I went there, on the internet, Flo was with Nine. But when I showed up, Flo was with Mama Nine on the internet. When they introduced Mama Nine to the world, she was with Flo. But when I got there, she was with Natural. And I was like, I asked Musa, I was like, wait, I thought she was with Flo. And he was like, they've been bouncing around, like, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, what? So then a few days after I got there, that shit happened with Natural, where he supposedly choked her out in the tent, and then Mama Nine went back with Flo. But he choked her out in the tent, from my understanding, because she was texting Flo in the tent when she was in there with Natural after they had sex.
Right, I remember that. I do remember something of that account. You're right. I do remember her and him saying something of the same sort. I do remember that.
Yeah.
But I never knew the culprit was Flo.
Yeah.
The fuck? Flo? Not sweet little Flo.
Flo liked her a lot, but then he realized that she wasn't shit. Because she just didn't know what she wanted, like, and then she would also say that she would be with Nature Boy, and she was just really wishy-washy. She was like, she didn't know what she wanted. So I'm glad that, like, she left, and, you know, Vibes is the most amazing woman ever, and they're just the most beautiful couple. So yeah,
I want to ask you some other questions, but I feel like I'm gonna ask you them personally in your inbox, as far as certain people and certain relationships and certain things. So, what was the next question I had for you?
But yeah, as far as like the Sky and the vibe, I mean, and the Natural thing, I wasn't there for that. I was there for the backlash of it, though. Like, I got there for the second time. I got there right after they left, and so it was like the discussion going on at the time when I got there. So Mama Joy, definitely, like, all that's true.
So what is the deal with Tron? Why Tron ain't never had no girl?
I don't know. He's just, I don't know. He's not like...
How would you describe him as a person?
I mean, he's so sweet and he has a big heart.
Look, Umi said, try and be hiding all the toothpaste and all the soap. Umi said he be hiding all the goddamn, Umi said he be hiding all the hygiene.
I don't know. He don't use none of it. No, I'm just kidding. No.
She said he don't use none of it.
They do be hiding that shit. Like, they hide that shit because they want it to last.
Okay.
They'll only put like one bottle of soap out until it's all gone. They don't put a whole bunch of shit out at once. There's one tube of toothpaste that everyone uses in the bathroom. It's weird, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
But Tron ain't gotta hide in this damn backpack. Omi said it ain't his.
I didn't know that. No, but Tron's a nice guy. I just don't think he's really good with women. I feel like maybe he's just I don't know. I've never really, I don't know. They used to all make fun of him though, like he's just lame and he has no game and he doesn't know how to.
I've seen that.
And it's just, that's just who he is, you know. He's like a cute little nerdy guy. Like, he's cute though. Like, he's a good man. Like, he has a really pure, soft soul. Like, I like
That's
Sean.
the same shit they do to Loyal, huh?
Yeah, but you know, they all just,
They crack jokes on each other.
Oh, yeah. They all crack jokes on each other. But, I don't know. I feel like a woman wants like a strong man who's like sure of himself. And I don't think that Tron has the confidence that a woman would want in a man.
You don't think he does?
I mean, maybe over the years he's gained more and more confidence, but I remember that being an issue with him and women, that like, you know,
Tron always talking about how strong he is, girl. He'd be like, everybody touch this. He'd be like, MC Hammer can't touch this.
I guess. I mean, I feel like he's grown up. Yeah, I feel like he's gotten more confident over the years, but when he first came to Carbonation, Nature Boy would he used to make so much fun of Tron. He used to be like, man, before you met me, you were just some fucking nerd with glasses. He's like, you're a black man, but you were like a white boy when I met you.
Yeah.
And he was like, you didn't have no. Yeah, he was like, you didn't have no street knowledge. You didn't have no like street smarts. Like, you know, I feel like he instilled that in Tron, and I feel like he has gained confidence. And I mean, who knows? I feel like there's a woman out there for him. You know, I don't know why.
For everybody. Okay, so this is a big question I want to ask you. Do you think Moose's, after hearing his mother's testimony, I don't know if you heard it before. Okay, that's the first question. Did you know about Moose's injuries previous to his mother coming out talking about it?
I did. He told me that he got into a bad wreck one time. He never told me the story. I never really, I don't know, it wasn't really a topic of discussion, but yeah, I knew he got into a wreck, but I did not know how severe it was until I heard
the extent of it. Right. So after hearing his mother come out about it and seeing that emotional video she displayed with him and his mother, and knowing the fact that he delved into, I have hiccups, psychology, and knowing that he has the brain capacity to decipher between certain things, and then you even saying that he wanted to leave. What is your take on him? What is your take on him after finding out all those things? What is your take on him?
I feel like Nubian has very pure intentions, and he feels like he's doing the right thing, and he only wants to better himself. He really, really, really believes in this shit, and he's really dedicated to it. And because, okay, before he went to Carbonation, he was watching Brother Polite. He was watching Young Pharaoh. He was trying to find some sort of knowledge and truth. when he came across Nature Boy, he really felt like, damn, I'm resonating mostly with Nature Boy, and I want to go join him and do what he's doing. I guess, you know, he's comfortable with everything that goes on. I don't fucking know. But, I mean, there was multiple times where, you know, he wanted to leave, and I find that interesting. Like when he said he wanted to leave the first time when I was getting kicked out, and he said, well, if she's leaving, I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
He said, nah. Nature Boy was like, nah, you're going to leave because of a girl? You're going to let some pussy take you out? And then Nubian was like, nah, it's not about her. He's like, I've been thinking about leaving. Like, I've been questioning all this shit, and I just don't think it's for me. And then that's when they spent hours just talking him into staying. And Nubian was like, it's not even because of her. It's not because of Mama Juice. I just been thinking about leaving. And I think that this is my opportunity. But he didn't go with it. You know what I mean? And then the second time...
It's true that they manipulate people into trying to stay there.
Yeah, you could say that. I just feel like they really believe it's the only way. Like, they really believe that if they leave, something bad's gonna happen to them. They're gonna go to hell. They're gonna get caught in some natural disaster, or the system's gonna fail. The world is gonna fucking end if they leave carbonation. Like, they're just really under that. You know what I mean? And, you know, they instill that fear. They're like, man, like, you came all this way. You're walking with your higher self. Like, what's good? Like, why would you go backwards? Why would you leave? Like, you made it. You're here. You know, and it just makes you get back into that thinking, that Nature Boy thinking. You know, because when you start going outside the box, it's kind of scary. And you're like, whoa, okay, wait. Now I'm questioning leaving. Like, when I dedicated my whole life to this shit, I gave away all my belongings. I left my whole family for this shit, but now I'm second guessing it.
Even though you were inside the box before you came there and you were totally fine.
Exactly. You just are so fearful of the system and of Babylon, and you don't feel like there's any other way, and you're under so much fear, you know? I just think they limit themselves. And so, yeah, they get talked into staying, because I don't know Nature Boy's intentions of that. I don't know if he really is just like, you know, you're doing the right thing by being here. Like, I don't know if he's really looking out for people, or he doesn't want to be alone. But the people that follow him really truly believe that they're doing the right thing. And it's just them against the world. So they don't leave. They just stay together.
Yeah. So what do you think about when you watch the videos now, and you now see from the point where you were at with them, and now you see the people kneeling in front of him and calling him Messiah, and he's sitting with his legs crossed on his fucking futon couch with like 25 pairs of MC Hammer fucking pants on or whatever, and they're like Messiah, and they're asking him questions. How does that make you feel? Like, from you being there and knowing who he was and knowing him personally, how does that make you feel to see these people subjecting themselves to that?